at the end of the day, we have not figured out how to police the internet.
That's the big one.
We have not figured that out. The internet has been around since the mid-90s. We're here in the early 2020s.
Mm-hmm.
We still haven't figured this out. We've still got problems with harassment and doxing and cyberbullying and, nonsense.
All the scams forever.
So many scams.
The moment a new technology on the I need to get quoted on this one. The moment a new technology on the internet comes out, the first people to become experts in it are the people who can exploit it financially against others.
Yep.
It was that way with HTML. It was that way with, online stores.
Yeah.
It was that way with marketplaces.
Yeah.
It's that way now with NFTs. I know that's the big four-letter word with a lot of people, but it is being exploited. It's that way right now with virtual property. That's why this is considered to be the biggest scam in the world. Whether it is or is not is irrelevant. Because the moment that a new technology comes out, someone is going to be an asshole.
Yep.
And figure out a way to make money off of other people's ignorance.
Exactly.
And that's the problem. We're in a Wild West here. We have not gone beyond the Wild West to civilization here in the internet.
No, we have not. And ZZ Morgan brings up a very serious point.
What's that?
Just imagine a child predator's paradise. The metaverse could end up being.
So I'm going to tell a dark story. I'm giving everybody a quick trigger warning. This does deal with some ugly stuff. I played Second Life for no more than a month. I logged off very quickly because that very thing that ZZ Morgan is talking about occurred within Second Life, including people creating very young avatars and selling the services.
Oh my God.
Yes. So ZZ Morgan's fear is absolutely founded. Now, Second Life doesn't allow minor avatars anymore. And they don't even think they allow minors to play. Don't quote me on that. But that's disgusting and horrifying in every possible way. So until there's a way to police this BS, in what universe is this a good idea?
Exactly.
And then going back to the original question, is this needed? Do we need this? Let's go to the program. And I'm always talking about this, guys. I'm always talking about it because in my mind, this is how you would do it. You would create a closed metaverse. And Rec Room is a great example. And I'm not advertising Rec Room. If you guys have no interest in this, just use this as for instance. When you create your Rec Room avatar, you're creating a virtual avatar, whether it be in VR or non-VR. The Rec Room acts as a hub, and there's a ton of activities. Most of it is user-generated. A lot of it is, and the rest of it is created by the Rec Room people. For example, Teal, Fox, Boo Boo, and I went and played some paintball created by the Rec Room developers. Then we went to a user-generated escape room based on Scooby-Doo, where we basically took on the personas of Scooby-Doo and the gang and did an escape room from a haunted castle. This is I would call this a closed metaverse. This is a closed metaverse. But it works. There's safeties in check. This company makes sure that minors have minor accounts. So if you're a child, you have a child's account and you can't interact with adults that aren't your family, your parents, basically.
Right.
That's it. So that way predators can't go anywhere near children.
Right.
You have the ability to block someone simply by holding out your hand in front of them for a few seconds.
Yes.
The Rec Room, everything that happens in every Rec Room space is recorded on their servers so that if someone abuses and does something that is ban-worthy, the Rec Room team can go back and look at it and go, okay, yeah, this person did something ban-worthy. They're banned for 5 days, 30 days, permanently.
I saw that in action.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah.
I saw that a user did something said a very bad word.
Oh, yeah.
And the people who were monitoring the rooms, the rec rooms, they accessed the data file, the data log, saw what this person had done, and he got banned.
And I think it was a permaban because it was pretty egregious.
It was a permaban because what he said was bad.
It was pretty egregious. But also, there's community policing.
Yes.
If someone's in a recreational space with you and they're harassing, You don't even have to wait for the admins to take a look at it, although you should report them. You can say, hey, you put up a little thing. This person is breaking the rules. Here's what they're doing. And it goes to everyone in that rec space.
Yeah, it does.
And everyone in that rec space has the ability not to ban them, but to kick them out of that rec space and go to a different instance. And they can't come back to your instance. So if you're hanging out with your friends and some guy is sitting here throwing out some vulgar language and you want them to stop and they won't, then you can vote for them to kick. Now, you can't ban them. You have to report them and the admins ban them. But you can say, you're out of this virtual space. Go to another one that's just like it but doesn't have us in it.
Right.
And so there's community policing. So in this regard, games like the Rec Room are the right way to do this. Now, this is not a metaverse, a true metaverse. This is not connecting the world, but it is connecting a large number of people where you can have a ton of fun and it's safe.
Yeah.
Also, there's no financial exploitation in the Rec Room. You buy cosmetics for your character if you want to spend money. If you unlock them just through playing these recreational games. I'm pretty sure they have some NFTs thrown in there somewhere, which I'm still trying to figure out what that is. But it's all a marketplace that either the users create or the developers create. That's just cosmetics for either your character or decorations for your little dorm room.
Right.
So in that regard, it can't be used to exploit because the economy is self-contained. In a true metaverse, that's not going to be the case. The economy is opened to everyone.
Right.
And as soon as everyone has the ability to influence an economy, that economy is going to tank.
It's going to tank
There's
bad.
nothing stopping. I think it was Burke who mentioned this on the Studio Blue server. There's nothing stopping someone from creating something that's worth $10,000, buying it for $15,000 just to drive the price up, and then selling it for $40,000.
Yeah.
If the economy doesn't have some kind of policing. So to go back to the beginning of the argument, this is not something that needs to be done the way this dude wants to do it.
Right.
So, I would like to hear what everyone has to say. I did a lot of talking about this.
There's just, as I said at the very beginning, there is a lot to unpack with this. You have to understand, you need to have a good idea of what the metaverse is, right. what the majority of tech folks want it to be, what Zuckerberg is trying to make it into.
Pardon me.
And how things are built today. The internet's built today.
Yeah.
To ask yourself, is this
right.
even possible?
Right. And people are bringing up great comments here.
Dude 404 says, look at the MMO market.
Yeah.
There's no policing on them, and yes, it's all over the place. Very good. That is a good point to bring up, because the one MMO I played, the economy was absolutely wrecked.
It was.
People had these little online, these little caravan marketers.
Oh yeah.
And oh my God, I mean, you could go to one and spend like 5 gold to buy something, and then go to another and sell it for like 200 gold.
Yeah, basically, you could play economics with their system because their economy had no standards.
Ooh, yeah.
It was the standards of people saying how much their stuff was worth. Which, as BG says, is kind of like how a lot of cryptos, most cryptos.
Yeah, most cryptos
are like that.
Are like that right now.
Yeah, there are now. I'm not into cryptocurrency. I'm into the technology behind it, blockchain. But when you look at the tech behind something, you end up looking at what it can create. And yeah, most cryptos are the Wild West too. Where people say this coin is worth something just because they say it's worth something. Everyone agrees that Bitcoin is worth what it's worth.
Right.
That's why Bitcoin is worth what it's worth.
Exactly. Because there's a consensus onto its value.
Right. There's no supply and demand chain. Like, here's the difference. Look at Steam. Steam's a great example of how you would use these things properly. Steam's economy is based by supply and demand. Like, let's say, the Spiffing Brit did this. It was amazing. He bought a little cucumber icon, like the little emote you can use in your chat. And he bought up all the cucumbers. And because he bought up all the cucumbers, the price of the cucumber went up. So then when he sold the cucumbers, he made a profit.
Yeah.
But that's because there was a finite number of these cucumbers, and it was a supply and demand marketplace. That's not what this metaverse or what these cryptos that BG is talking about are. those are prices that are given to something because the people who trade them agree that's what they're worth.
Exactly.
And that's not an economy. That's not what economy is. Economy. No. That's not what it is.
I mean, if you're going to go and do, right now it's treated like a hybrid barter system.
It really is.
Okay. And that's the best way to describe it, a hybrid barter system.
Right. Now, that doesn't mean that decentralized currency and decentralized financial transactions don't have their place and can be used properly.
Because they do.
They can.
They absolutely do.
There's a number of technologies I've seen. I can't talk about one of them, but I've seen a few where it's basically used kind of like a Visa card.
Yeah.
And you use it to pay stuff, but you're not using it the way that you would use like a Bitcoin card. Because again, blockchain's a good technology. What do we got here? Dude 404. Actually, BG says even better. Ever try to get a Super Bowl ticket? They're almost as bad as most MMO markets.
Yes, they are.
Well, that's the thing, is what you're describing as scalping. And scalping is essentially what happens in MMO markets and crypto markets.
Yeah.
It is essentially scalping. It's what happened with PS5s. It's been, what, a year now? Almost 2 years since the PS5s come out, and they're still like $500+ for one?
I can't even get one.
I can't.
I don't even know where they're sold.
I refuse to go to Facebook Marketplace and try to buy one out here because I'm pretty sure I'd get a box full of rocks.
You probably would.
Dude says, look at the prices of video cards thanks to Bitcoin mining. Yes. Yes. That 3080 graphics card that I've always wanted and will never get.
We'll never get it. Yeah.
Well, that's true. That's true. Right. What Tazen said is true. Ever since the PS3 came out, basically scalpers buy them up and then sell them at extremely high prices. That's the reason I didn't get my first PS4 until it had been out for about 2 years, and they had the Batman Arkham Knight version.
That's true.
That I just happened to get because no.
But BG has a point too. The PS3 and 4 did not stay this high.
Not as long.
This long. No. So what we've got here is an artificial scarcity.
Yes. Which is a great way to make yourself very rich at the expense of everyone else.